If we want to come to America now,
If you
where's
want
the
to come
happening
to
place?
America,
Yeah,
of course,
Ibolodi Shele. Where's now?
no man, Atlanta now.
Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of the Jackpot Diary. My name is Mina. Like you already know, I'm not even going to ask this guy what's his name. You better just introduce yourself.
Moving on.
Moving on to what? Why?
Just know I'm
You
here.
told me in the last episode that should be the last time I'm going to ask you what your name is. But you better do the needful by introducing yourself.
Fam. My name is whatever my name is. Moving on.
Okay. All right, fine. I'm sure in people's mind they already know your name is whatever your name is, which is good, which is okay. Yes, and guys, thank you. We love the support that you've been giving so far. All of the episodes that we have uploaded. Guys, we love the feedback. We do appreciate your support. Thank you very much. But on this episode again, we do have a guest. This time
You,
around,
you get
is
me.
not it's not UK based because it seems like everybody that we are UK based.
We're going international now, innit?
We're going international. Yes, it's just no. Basically, I think it's because lots of Nigerians have emigrated. Is that the word? Immigrated to several parts of the world. So we would bring people from, several parts of the world, like as much as we can find. Going forward in the podcast. I mean, Jackpot is not just UK. It's not concentrating on guys in the UK alone.
Obvious.
So today we have a guest. His name is Adebayo Botemi. Thank you, Bayo.
The buy a fresh boy. You get me?
Mr. Mr. Bayo, but no, the listeners I'm sure don't know him as Mr. Bayo. Let him just introduce himself. Hello, Bayo. It's nice to have you on the podcast.
Thanks for having me here. It's my pleasure.
Uh-uh. I've never heard Bayo speak such crisp English. The English is crisp.
So this is a podcast, so I'm just trying to keep it posh as much as possible.
No, guy, like
Okay,
that's not your natural self. Like
okay.
Mr.
Uh,
Bayo's natural state is not this. I've never seen this part of Bayo before. Please,
Buy
Bayo, be yourself. Can you introduce yourself?
okay. My name is Adebayo Botemi, and
popularly known as what? What do people
popular Mr. Bayo,
call? Come on.
Georgia, United States.
Come on.
Uh-uh,
So
Come on. Ah.
Oh. Them US gang. But
You get
then,
you get
thank you, Bayo. Thank you for honoring our invitation. I know
welcome.
it wasn't such a short notice, but yes, he still graced the platform. Thank
yeah.
you very much. We do
You know what?
appreciate.
You know when I know Bayo is a fine boy.
Why
This
no?
Bayo was a fine boy. What lie to lie. The day we now went to girls' hostel.
Finally,
Bro,
what's
the day
happening?
we went to girls' hostel, you need to see girls, bro. I was like, Bayo was there. I was like, is this Bayo or another?
Are you soap? Are you
Ah,
soap? Don't
oh
worry. Not that you're
Bayo. I
soap.
said
Bayo,
that day.
you need to cut soap
I
for the
said,
guys, Bayo.
I
was
soap. Don't worry. I still have my soap.
You need to cut soap for the guys. I'm sure Bayo is making the same rave he used to make in Lagos and in Lorry in the US.
I'm sure now.
Well,
The OG.
No, I'm
uh,
sure he doesn't want to blow his trumpet. Don't worry. We understand. You don't have to blow your trumpet. So, Bayo, there's this question we always like want to ask our guests for the purpose of the podcast itself, and it's, what's your Japa story?
okay, I would say Japa's story in terms of is it how I got to America or what informed the decision?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
it's,
How did
it's
I?
yeah,
everything. What informed the
yeah.
decision? What were you going through in Nigeria? What, since when have you had it in mind to leave the country to Japa? I mean, yeah,
To
the
Jack.
whole Japa idea. What birthed it? What led to it? And then the process itself. What process did you follow? You're in the US, and I'm sure it's
Yeah,
going to be a bit more different. It'll be, yeah, slightly different from how we that come to the UK. I mean, the whole process of getting into the UK, and yeah, just share with
yeah.
us what your Japa story is.
I would say I really started nursing this ambition in my fourth year at University of Illinois.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Hmm.
my
How are you?
my
See
sis-
people nursing idea when we were what? You, I'm sure you were eating. What that you even eat on the walkway? Engine burger. Someone already betting idea to leave the country. There
Yeah.
are levels to this ambition, no.
so my sister left Nigeria to the US as at then. She also went to Unilorin anyway. So on getting here, she started telling me about things, how she has been meeting people that studied engineering. She studied sociology. So she started meeting people, guys, girls that are studying engineering, master's level, undergraduate level, PhD level, and they are really doing big in America, giving me different gist and
I
all
mean,
that.
the motivation you needed.
I mean, giving me the information that I needed. That I mean, at that point, I just realized that okay, I think I can actually have something better. And mind you, Nigeria was not this bad at that time. I mean, the future was like in us. Like I was of this notion that okay, by the time I leave school, I'm one of these very big engineering fan guys that when we finish, we'll get one mad oil and gas company out
Do you
there
But
that
get
you
will be paying
did.
us
But you did. You did get the oil and you did get
200.
into the oil and gas business. Why?
Well, well, thinking that um I'll get one very nice job, they'll give me an official car if possible, or maybe I'll be able to raise good money to get myself a very nice pimp car,
Yeah.
to sustain my ego and my swag.
Yeah.
So I never knew the hard reality was waiting for me. Fine, I was lucky to get a job immediately after school. I served at the company. Let's not go into details. I got an oil and gas job, but it
Come
wasn't
on.
like what I was.
Come on.
But it was just out there. But I I really felt that okay, this is actually not for me at some point because I wasn't doing as well as
You
I would
envisaged your mouth was
do
wide
if
to the back of your
exactly
ear.
Were you any Naira?
uh,
Were you any Naira?
know-
Of course, he
With
was
all
there.
that,
knowing that I've I've met people online doing really good out there in America and all that, and they have like similar potentials and all that. I was like, okay, maybe I should give this thing a thought. However, I didn't really know like a clear cut process of coming to America. So somebody was like, why not try going to another country, maybe Europe or UK? I was like, well, I don't have money to go to UK. Somebody told me about Italy, that Italy was actually an
Yes, I knew about the
European
Italy one.
country with free, almost free education that you won't need much to like get into it. So I was like, oh wow, really? Okay. I tried I tried Italy then. Unfortunately, they didn't give me the visa. I was denied.
Italy.
I almost yeah, I tried Italy. I was denied. That was in 2019.
Well,
That denial was what really metamorphosed my
come
Uh-uh.
energy.
on.
At that,
Uh-uh.
you know,
Come on.
I was like, no, I think I'll just shoot for this US straight up. I started making research. Somebody said, go and write GRE. I studied for GRE, read GRE for just about 2 months. I wrote the exam. I did fairly good.
As a
I
boss,
was
as a
busy and
scholar, because I've heard people complain about that GRE exam, like it's tough. But so
You
I
know,
did
one of the
fairly good.
reasons why one of the reasons why me I just wanted to come to UK is because I didn't have to write any exam or any because what exam are you writing?
I wanted that too, but unfortunately, I was not financially capable to apply for UK. So I just crossed my mind that no, I don't have.
Hold up. What
I don't.
financially capable? Is it more expensive to apply to the UK than the US at that time?
Well, actually, to apply to the UK or US, then US have this opportunity for scholarship. You can get like graduate assistantship within the
Oh,
university that can offset your living expenses, your school fees, your tuition, and all that.
fair play.
They had all the package available.
Okay,
Once
play then.
you get a decent score and you package your resume and all that.
Yeah,
So I think I stand a better chance in the US. But UK is either you are into maybe one of the PTDF scholarship that we don't really trust the rudiments. Anything that involves Nigeria, you can't. I mean, to me, I just don't trust the process. People are getting it fine, but I just don't trust the transparency of the process.
fair
So
play then. Play then.
TDF, all those PTDF, Chevening, and all that. They are very competitive, and I just didn't bother applying for that.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll just focus on US. So I wrote GRE, I applied to schools. I applied to about 4 schools. Then I got admission into 3 schools, and I got graduate assistant. Luckily, I got graduate assistantship at Ball State University and Georgia Southern University. Maybe this can be of information to anybody listening to this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ball State and Georgia Southern
So
University. I got,
those two universities have like good packages in terms of job
yeah,
opportunity
they actually
for
gave me like tuition waiver,
ah
and they gave me like a monthly stipend to
come
like,
on, that's good. That's very good.
That's a good one, but you would say it is solely dependent on the score you got in your GRE. I mean, the more the
I
score you
won't
got in your GRE, the higher the chances of getting like a graduate assistantship, is it?
know because for Ball State University, I got more like a teaching assistantship in a way. And the professor specifically told me that since I had a fairly good GRE score, I think I stand a chance. But for Georgia Southern University, I got a research assistantship, and the professor was like, "I'm not considering anybody based on your criteria, your credentials, what you scored on your GRE or what. I'm really looking for experience because I do abacus simulations and all that.
Oh,
So
okay.
simulation of stresses and all that. So I was able to demonstrate that I have some experience, even if not live with just a knife for CV. I just packaged the live plenty where watch some YouTube videos and all that. I was able to get the assistantship. He told me specifically when I got to US that he actually interviewed about 30 international students and picked me because I
Wow.
was able to demonstrate that experience in that field. So I would say it has nothing to do with my GP,
Yeah,
my GRE score or something. It was just based on the need. He needed somebody that
yeah,
Yeah.
can
that is
use the
that is actually very refreshing to hear because for people like us
search
like
and
this, that I will,
really it's not by GRE. It is nothing like
yeah,
it was not by for the other school it was like that because I got a graduate assistantship at the other school too. I actually got 2 offers then. But
Okay.
the other one was Indiana, Ball State University. I was like, there's nothing for me in Indiana. I found a better chance in Georgia. I mean, Atlanta is just here, more opportunities and all those stuff. So I was able to make an informed decision then. So,
okay. Maybe on after GRE, what next?
okay, so I wrote the GRE. I applied to 4 schools, as I've said. I got into 3 schools. One rejected me. I got into Ball State University, Georgia Southern University, and which other school? I think it was Washington State University, something like that. I can't remember.
These are
The
schools I mentioned.
Yeah,
I think
I
it was
think I've heard
East.
about Southern Illinois as well in Edwardsville.
Yes, Southern there. That's the one in Edwardsville. I have friends there. Lots of my class, about 4 or 5, are there
Yeah,
doing
so
great.
guys,
So
basically there are lots of schools to try out. You can't just keep
yeah,
options closed. The more schools you apply to, the higher your chances, basically.
yeah, your chances basically. And trust me, once you can get like a graduate assistantship, you don't have to worry about money.
Yeah.
The only money you worry about is maybe flights, which of course, once your family hears that you have a visa, even your enemy will borrow you money. So
They say your enemy will borrow you money.
I tell you, my
Well,
bro.
that's true.
everybody
The
wants
enemy
to,
will always come out now.
Yeah.
of course, everybody wants to clinch. Okay.
So how did your visa application go?
Yeah. So I got the funding in June 2019. I was supposed to resume in August, but due to the pandemic and all that, the embassy was closed. The
Ah,
further notice, whole
remember.
NSAS, everything was going on there. So the professor was kind enough to say, okay, you can defer your admission to spring of 2021, which will start in January, and I can like let's say extend your funding till that time. So I was just waiting for the embassy. The embassy opened at, I think it was October thereabout. The embassy opened in, is it October? I can't really remember the date. To cut the long story short, I booked my interview at the embassy. I had my funding, my admission, everything packaged. It was 2 days to the interview. They started NSAS,
Oh my God,
The
no.
NSAS
the
protest.
It was NSAS protest started like 2 weeks or so before then. Anyways, 2 days to my interview, it was the Lekki massacre where they shot
Oh
people.
no, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Embassy had to send message that due to the situation in the country, whatever, that your visa. I was demoralized. I was devastated. Call it any
I
English. I
can
was everything
imagine.
at that point. But luckily, I think about a week later, everything subsided, and they said, "Okay, I can rebook for interview." I did that. I got my interview. The day of interview, it was. I think my interview was scheduled for 8 a.m.
Yeah, so I've heard a lot of things about interviews. They say that those interviewers they grill people, and that there's gonna be like they're gonna be literally outside the interview room, and you literally be hearing how they're grilling other people, and then you just be thinking that, oh my god, what are they gonna ask me? How was that? How was your
Mm,
experience like for the interview?
yes, yes. I would say due to the kind of person I am, I think
Come
it
on,
came true for me. I'm this kind of person that when it comes to stuff like that, I'm very confident.
yeah,
So I think that just came inside me at that point, and like I want to be the first on the line. So I actually went to the front. I didn't want anybody's interview to cloud
yeah,
what I
yeah,
had.
exactly. That makes
Also, don't put that fear inside of me. I just went to the
imagine
front.
other people going before you, and then they've been rejected, and then you just think, oh
Yeah.
my,
Then they destabilize you.
Out of 7 people on the line, they've denied like 5 people.
imagine.
Wow.
The trauma and all that can
Yeah,
mess up your mind. You
Yeah.
just go and fuck up. So I wanted to be the first, and I think it worked. I was like, okay, this is a plain mind. They've not denied anybody today. At least
exactly. You're the
I've not
first person.
denied. Let me just go in good faith.
Yeah.
That confidence just came. I got to the guy. The guy was like, okay, pass your document. I passed my passport. Now that I was like, first question, okay, you are going to Georgia Southern University. How did you hear about this school? I was like, well, I searched through the internet for courses related to what I wanted to do for my master's degree, which is structural civil engineering. It was like, okay, so I see that you have a graduate assistantship from the university that would cover your tuition for the most part. I was like, yeah, it was like, okay, how did you apply for this assistantship? I just after getting admission to the school, I started emailing professors to show my interest for their research.
Okay.
I read through the website and all that, and I finally got a professor to respond to me, and we had about 2 interviews, and he was able to give me the offer.
Okay. That really is very insightful. So yeah, because of time and how we like to keep the podcast short, let's not just go into full details of how the interview itself went. But guys, one thing to pick up from Mr. Bayo is the confidence in whatever you do, whether it's US, wherever it is, in everything, you just need to have that confidence and that positivity in yourself. Now, let's just move away a little bit from the nitty gritty of okay, the educational part and all of that. Now you've relocated to the US. What's been
Okay.
what has been your experience? I mean, with regards to food, surviving, the studies itself. I'm sure the educational system is very different from what you
Yeah.
experienced in Nigeria. So I mean, the cultural
Yeah.
change, the cultural shock. How has it been for
Yeah.
you picking up accents? What has been the experience for you basically leaving your comfort zone? I would say that for an entirely new geographical area.
I would say um, it's been good, and it's been frustrating sometimes.
I guess so. I would expect that reaction from anybody.
Talking about the culture here is different, and talking about, let's say, the accent. You mentioned the accent.
The accent, the
In
food.
the accent parts, because you are in a university community. I mean, it's a very diverse community. It's a very diverse community where you have the Chinese guys. I mean, Indians and all that. They have different accents, so I think you can really cope in that environment. When you go to the outside world, just be ready to repeat yourself multiple times without feeling offended. That one is there,
Okay.
and you have to pay attention to what they are saying. Even they don't pay close attention to what you are saying, because I feel like if you pay close attention to what I'm saying,
You would
you will
understand what
definitely
I'm
understand
saying. Exactly.
pay that attention. But I can understand because they are in America. They want to believe that almost everybody speaks the same way. I'm the foreign person here. So, I mean, I'm taking that as as a challenge upon myself. And I think
Yeah.
I've been doing well for the most part.
Oh, that's nice.
Talking about the food, the closest African store to where I am is about 1 hour drive.
Wow.
So
Uh,
I,
So I think we're
yeah,
lucky in
I
the
have to,
UK. Why? It's not that bad over here.
I have to drive.
1 hour drive.
I have to
Ah,
1 hour.
Well, you know, US
It's
is very big, so maybe that's not so surprising.
US is actually very big. I have to drive 1 hour to get Egusi, although it is because of the location of my school. My school is in a very small city, so the international or the foreign population is not very very large. The Nigerian community, yeah, the Nigerian community is not that large. If you go to a place like Texas, where you have like Houston, Dallas, of course, the nearest African market can be a stone throw,
Oh, okay.
really.
mm, mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's it's based on where
You
you
find
are
yourself.
situated at, where you find yourself. But right now, I'm in a station where I have to travel 1 hour to get the nearest African food. If I want to taste African pepper, I have to go 1 hour.
Yeah, so guys, that's
So,
something else to pick over there. Before you relocate, before you decide on where you want to move to, US, UK, you need to do the research of where the school is located, the culture. Like, just do this research. Look at it. If it's something you think you'd be able to cope with, it could be a reason for you to turn down
Bam. What do you
a
mean if
school.
it's something? If it's something,
Yes,
what do you mean? How would you not
man,
cope?
yeah, it's bad enough that you are relocating.
How would you not
You
cope?
can try within your own means, like within your power, to look around and see, oh, what's the city? What can I find nearest this, nearest that?
if you are kind of curious enough, somebody like me now, I like to try new things. So I buy their food, I buy Mexican food, I buy Asian food, and all that. So I've tried their food. That's basically, you need to explore too, because definitely you can't survive on just Niger food, Niger food, Niger food. There are times that you even run out of Indomie, sef, you know,
And then you
but
just
to go
begin
and buy
to
another
feel
carton of Indomie. But then you don't want to be eating McDonald's, Popeyes, and all those foods are very unhealthy. Like, they are fast food. You want, even if you want to get something outside, it's expensive though, but I still buy it. You want to eat very good food, like restaurant kind of food,
Nice, nice.
So
So, lastly, before I think we're running out of time, just quickly. So, I think America is the first thing that when you talk to people about relocating to America, everyone's always scared of, their safety, guns, and
yeah.
probably racism as well. So, have you had
Hmm.
to deal with any gun wielding individual in
Well,
how's
um,
racism like in America?
yeah, I've not really had to deal with any
Yeah,
gunfight,
because I
gun
feel like
violence.
I feel like we always get the bad news first. We always it's always
I
on news when
But
there's
that's what the media does. I don't
yeah.
know. That's what they do.
Make
The
They
media will
concentrate on.
always attract your attention, but there is gun violence definitely in America. You can't outrule that. An average person has a gun in the house, maybe a pistol or something. Yes, you cannot out
do you have a gun
in
already?
America. I don't have a gun.
Why not?
I don't,
Ah,
Why? What kind of
I
question
know
is that?
I
Do you
know
have
I'm
a
an
gun?
average person.
because I don't need it.
He doesn't. He
I
doesn't
don't need
think
it.
he needs it.
I might get one at some point, but right now I feel like I'm still very safe in this neighborhood. It's normal. If I'm in a neighborhood where I hear pa pa pa
Ah,
any small thing, I'll definitely get a gun. But I think my neighborhood is very, very safe. Like,
if you hear taco,
it
I
has
beg.
been over say it has been over a year that I maybe overheard that somebody was shot somewhere. So I think it's safe enough. The nearest city to this place is not very safe, which is Savannah. It's a bigger city. There's always gunfight, gun violence. I think they still shot somebody at the mall which day. So I mean, but in most cases, all those gunfight, apart from all the Syria, let's say all these
Serious.
shooters that will go to schools to lunatic, all those gun violence that you are seeing, that two people will just come from nowhere, they'll do a drive-by and shoot somebody. It's always like maybe gang involvement, drugs, and all those, the street life. And of course, you don't want to be about that life in America. Come on. You know where you're coming from. So that's basically.
You know,
Because
I feel like it's the same thing with all this, the whole. insurgency thing in Nigeria. And I'm not trying to downplay these things, but I just feel like the media has a way of elaborating these things and making it bigger than it. I mean, maybe it's the concentration they put on it. And when you look to your left, you're reading something bad. To your right on Instagram, everywhere is bad news, is one thing. Like, it just feels like nowhere is safe anymore, you know?
Yeah.
If we want to come to America now,
If you
where is
want
the
to come to
happening place?
America,
Yeah,
of course,
Iboloji Shele. Where
no man, Atlanta now. If you come America, you know enter Atlanta. You
Atlanta?
just
Come on, Atlanta,
you go
Georgia.
touch
Come,
day,
come
you
on,
day.
touch down Atlanta.
Why we should get a visa out to the US?
Yeah, we'll look for sponsor that will sponsor us, and no,
Actually, you actually need a vacation in the US. You should come.
but UK,
You
you say
come
US is
actually.
far now. US is far.
I mean, it's worth it now. There's a lot of places that you can go to. You want to visit Atlanta, you want to visit Cali, man. There's a lot in Los Angeles.
But yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Bayo. It's been really nice having you on the podcast.
Welcome.
Thank you for the insight into how you left Nigeria and jackpot to the US. Appreciate you. Hope one of
Thank you
these days
for me.
we'll
Really,
come
You
visit you in
come
America.
visiting. Thank you.
I'm waiting, man. I missed
Yes,
everybody.
we do miss you guys as well. Because there are lots of folks in the US now, like quite a number of them. As much as we are,
But not as much as UK.
Ah,
really.
what do you mean, really? What do
Yeah,
you mean,
Huh?
really?
everybody's in UK
Yeah.
now. UK is the 37th state of
37 state
Yeah,
of
Nigeria right now.
Nigeria, bro.
No, 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 no. London is not the capital. Hall, University of
Oh,
London is the
that's
Ah,
capital.
true. Why? Bayern was about it. Everybody is in.
UK is the 37th
Oh,
state.
yeah. They should
Hall is
create
the
a
capital.
WhatsApp group for those guys.
Somebody told me they now have a class rep for international students in
come,
London University. Bust my head.
don't
Are
kill me.
you serious?
I said, that. That cruise.
Yeah, anyway, follow us on our social media platforms. The Jackpot Diary on Instagram. On Twitter is Diary Jackpot. Podcast is going to be out on all podcasting platforms: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Twitter. Just follow us and drop your feedbacks. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you, guys. And if you have any questions you would like us to ask our guest, or you would like to ask us personally with regards to this whole jackpot thing, we would be glad to acknowledge and bring answers back to you. Thank you and have a lovely dot dot dot. Peace.